Good afternoon, and thank you for spending a few minutes with me today. If you're a senior, a retiree, or someone who depends on Social Security, pensions, or fixed monthly income, what we're talking about right now truly matters to your everyday life. There has been a lot of noise, a lot of headlines, and a lot of confusion surrounding claims of a new executive order connected to President Trump and something being called dividend stimulus checks. Some people are excited, others are worried, many are simply confused. Today, we are going to slow this down, explain what is actually being discussed, what has been officially confirmed, what is still under review, and how all of this could affect older Americans in practical, real-world terms. Let's begin with the phrase that's been spreading fast: Trump's new executive order confirmed. What this refers to is a formal directive framework that outlines how future economic relief tied to national revenue, domestic investment returns, and federal cost savings could be structured. It does not mean that checks are already printed or that deposits are already scheduled. What it does mean is that a policy direction has been officially acknowledged and documented, opening the door for dividend-style payments rather than traditional one-time stimulus checks. The word dividend is important here. A dividend, in simple terms, is money paid out from gains or savings. Instead of borrowing trillions of dollars like earlier stimulus programs, this concept focuses on redistributing gains from domestic production, energy development, tariffs, and federal budget efficiencies. The goal is to reward Americans, especially seniors and working families, without adding long-term debt pressure. Now, why does this matter to seniors specifically? Because seniors are the most vulnerable to inflation, rising healthcare costs, property taxes, insurance increases, and food price spikes. Fixed incomes do not stretch the way salaries sometimes can. Policymakers understand that when prices rise faster than Social Security cost of living adjustments, seniors fall behind. That gap is exactly what dividend-style relief is meant to address. Another reason seniors are central to this discussion is timing. Traditional stimulus programs in the past focused heavily on working-age households, dependents, and tax filers. Many retirees felt left behind or confused about eligibility. This new framework places existing benefit recipients, including Social Security retirees, disability recipients, and survivors, into early consideration categories because their records are already verified and updated. Let's talk clearly about what has been confirmed and what has not. What has been confirmed is the policy direction and authorization to explore dividend-based relief mechanisms. What has not been confirmed are payment amounts, final eligibility rules, or deposit dates. Anyone claiming specific dollar figures or exact payment days right now is speculating. That does not mean relief is imaginary. It means the structure is still being finalized. There is also confusion about whether this replaces Social Security or affects your monthly benefits. The answer is no. This type of dividend payment, if approved for distribution, would be separate from your Social Security check. It would not reduce your retirement benefit. It would not count as earned income, and it would not replace cost of living adjustments. Instead, it would act as supplemental relief. Many seniors have asked whether pensions are included in this conversation. The answer is yes, but indirectly. Private and public pensions are not issued by the federal government in the same way Social Security is. However, the entire purpose of dividend relief is to offset rising costs that pensions do not adjust for. That means policymakers are fully aware that pensioners are among the groups most affected by inflation, especially those who retired decades ago on fixed formulas. Another key point that needs to be addressed is taxes. Seniors are understandably concerned about whether this money would be taxable. While final guidance has not been issued, early policy language suggests these payments would be treated similarly to disaster relief or economic relief credits rather than taxable income. That means they would likely not increase your tax bill or reduce means-tested benefits. Final confirmation will come later, but this is a positive sign. There is also discussion about how payments would be delivered. The most likely method would be direct deposit to the same account used for Social Security or federal benefits. For seniors who still receive paper checks, alternative delivery methods would remain available. The goal is speed, accuracy, and minimal paperwork. No new applications have been announced, and current planning relies heavily on existing federal records. It is also important to understand why this process takes time. Executive orders set direction, but implementation involves multiple agencies, budget analysis, legal review, and coordination with payment systems. Rushing this step would create errors, delays, and frustration. While patience is difficult, especially when money is tight, careful planning protects seniors from mistakes that could disrupt benefits. Right now, the most important thing seniors can do is ensure their information is accurate. This includes banking details, mailing addresses, and benefit records. Many payment delays in the past were not caused by lack of eligibility, but by outdated information. Staying current helps ensure that if and when payments are issued, they reach you without complications. As we move forward, it is critical to stay grounded in facts and not panic over social media rumors. Headlines are designed to grab attention, not explain nuance. The reality is more measured, but also more promising in the long term. Dividend-style relief reflects a shift in how economic support is delivered, especially for retirees who have contributed for decades. In the next part, we will go deeper into how this potential dividend stimulus interacts with Social Security adjustments, Medicare costs, inflation pressures, and what realistic expectations seniors should have moving forward. We will also discuss practical steps you can take now to protect your financial stability and prepare for possible relief without falling for misinformation. For now, remember this: nothing you are currently receiving is being taken away. No benefits are being canceled. This conversation is about possible additional support, not loss. Understanding that difference alone can bring peace of mind during uncertain times. Welcome back. Now that we've clearly established what this proposed dividend stimulus framework is and what it is not, let's focus on how this conversation connects directly to your everyday expenses and long-term financial security as a senior in the United States. Information only helps if it leads to clarity, confidence, and better decision-making, so that's exactly where we're going now. One of the biggest pressures seniors face today is inflation that moves faster than benefit adjustments. Even when Social Security provides a cost of living increase, it often reflects last year's inflation rather than what you're paying right now. Grocery prices, utilities, insurance premiums, and prescription costs tend to rise unevenly, and seniors feel those increases first. Dividend-style relief is designed to fill that gap, especially during periods of economic transition. Medicare is another major factor. While Social Security checks may increase, Medicare Part B premiums, prescription drug costs, and supplemental insurance often rise at the same time or faster. This creates a frustrating cycle where increases cancel each other out. Policymakers are aware of this problem, and any additional relief is meant to help offset healthcare-related expenses that are unavoidable for older adults. There has also been concern about whether receiving additional relief could affect eligibility for programs like SSI, Medicaid, or housing assistance. While final rules are not yet released, the intent of dividend relief is not to punish seniors for receiving help. Historically, relief payments structured as economic support have been excluded from asset and income calculations for a certain period. This approach protects vulnerable seniors from losing critical assistance simply because they received temporary relief. Another question many retirees ask is whether this kind of program could happen more than once. The answer is that dividend-style payments are designed to be flexible. They can expand or contract depending on economic conditions, federal revenue, and national priorities. Unlike emergency stimulus checks issued during crises, dividends are tied to performance and savings. That means they may not be one-time events, but they are also not guaranteed every year. This is where realistic expectations matter. Seniors should not budget future expenses based on money that has not yet been issued. At the same time, understanding the direction of policy helps you plan conservatively rather than fearfully. Hope should be balanced with preparation. There are also scams that unfortunately target seniors during times like this. Anytime headlines mention stimulus or government payments, scammers become active. They send fake messages claiming you need to confirm information or pay a fee to receive money. This is never true. The federal government does not charge fees to issue benefits, and it does not ask for personal information through unsolicited calls or messages. Protecting yourself from fraud is just as important as understanding policy updates. From a practical standpoint, seniors should focus on 3 core areas right now. First, maintain accurate records with Social Security and other benefit agencies. Second, review monthly expenses and identify where rising costs are putting pressure on your budget. Third, stay informed through reliable updates rather than rumors or emotionally charged headlines. It is also helpful to understand that executive actions do not exist in isolation. They interact with Congress, federal agencies, and economic realities. While an executive order can set priorities, implementation depends on cooperation and feasibility. That is why you may hear different interpretations from different sources. Some focus on best-case scenarios, others focus on obstacles. The truth usually lives in between. For seniors, the most encouraging aspect of this entire discussion is that policymakers are openly acknowledging the long-term strain on retirees. That alone represents progress. For years, seniors have voiced concerns about affordability, healthcare, and dignity in retirement. Dividend-style relief is one response to those concerns, even if it is still evolving. If you are retired, disabled, or living on a fixed income, staying calm and informed is your greatest strength. Financial stability is not just about dollars and cents. It's about confidence, planning, and knowing what changes do and do not affect you. Right now, no changes have been made to your existing benefits. That stability matters. As we wait for further clarification, remember that the purpose of government support programs is to serve you, not confuse you. When new information is confirmed, it will be communicated through official channels and reflected clearly in benefit systems. Until then, skepticism toward dramatic claims is healthy. In closing, let's recap what truly matters. There is an official policy direction exploring dividend-style stimulus relief tied to national revenue and savings. This does not cancel or replace Social Security or pensions. No final payment amounts or dates have been announced yet. Seniors remain a central focus due to rising living costs and fixed incomes. Protecting your information, avoiding scams, and staying grounded in facts will keep you safe during this period of discussion. You've earned your retirement through decades of work, contribution, and sacrifice. Staying informed helps protect what you've built. As more updates become available, understanding them calmly and clearly will allow you to make the best decisions for your future. Thank you for taking the time to learn, and remember that knowledge is one of the strongest tools you have to safeguard your financial well-being.